Morning people, welcome back to F Politics. I know we complain about the Reform Party getting too much airtime in the British media, but can we make an exception for Richard Tice because he makes my job so easy? Because after Donald, bleach can cure COVID Trump, told women to not take pain medication during pregnancy because otherwise their babies will have autism, Trump's cheerleaders in the UK have been in a sticky spot because people in the UK don't really like Trump, and that level of anti-scientific lying doesn't really fly with us, so Trump's allies haven't known what to do in interviews.
When Donald Trump talks about links between paracetamol or Tylenol and autism, is he right?
I have no idea.
You think he might be right?
I have no idea. You know, we were told thalidomide was a very safe drug and it wasn't. Who knows? Nick, I don't know. You don't know. He has a particular thing about autism, I think because there's been some in his family, and he feels it very personally. I have no idea.
You wouldn't side with the medical experts who say it's dangerous nonsense?
I wouldn't. When it comes to science, I don't side with anybody.
Right. You don't.
No, I don't side with anybody, you know, because science is never settled, and we should remember that.
Now that is on brand for Nigel Farage's style of politics, because he's A, empathizing with Donald Trump, B, saying that Trump might be right, and C, saying that people should distrust experts because they might be wrong, which is what he's been having to do since Brexit. The problem is that Richard Tice on Question Time didn't quite manage to toe the party line.
But in this country, we trust our GPs, we thank our GPs, we trust the NHS, and as a sovereign nation, that's what we do, and I think we should stick to it.
And so Donald Trump was wrong?
I don't know why he said what he said. That's his issue. It's that's the United States. This is what we do in the UK. We trust our GPs and we thank them.
And do you think he was wrong to say that, Donald Trump?
I don't know why he said it. I've no idea.
Do you think? I mean, Luke has been quite clear. Luke has been quite clear that he was wrong.
Based on everything that we've seen and heard and what we know in this country, yeah, it's why did he say it? I don't know.
I'm asking, do you think he was wrong?
Probably.
Probably. Probably or certainly.
Look, I'm not a GP. He's wrong.
So he does eventually get to the point that Donald Trump was wrong to say that Tylenol or paracetamol causes autism. But you can see that for almost a minute he's refusing to say that Donald Trump was actually wrong on this, which means he's prioritizing the feelings of Donald Trump, somebody who a court has found to have raped a woman, over the actual well-being of women across the world. He would rather risk that millions of women go through the pain of pregnancy without medical relief and that their fevers go unmanaged because paracetamol treats those fevers, and if those fevers are not treated, that causes risk to the fetus itself. Richard Tice and Nigel Farage would rather risk all of that happening to women and babies across the world than risk hurting Donald Trump's feelings by saying he was wrong. And these are our protectors of women? And what I quite like is that unlike Nigel Farage, Richard Tice does say that he sides with science. He acknowledges that he's not a GP and says this.
In this country, we listen to our GPs, we listen and trust the NHS, and their evidence has been crystal clear for, I think, as long as us know.
And so why did your party leader say he doesn't take sides when it comes to science?
Because we're in a sense, we're not doctors or scientists. We trust our scientists. Science, in a sense, is never settled. It always progresses. But as Luke said, the reality is there's no evidence that anybody is credibly saying in the UK.
Really? Because the Royal College of GPs in 2018 was saying that Brexit would damage the NHS, costing lives. So did the Royal College of Nurses, so did the Royal College of Radiologists, so did the Royal College of Midwives, and the British Medical Association, which represents 150,000 doctors across the UK, said a no-deal Brexit, which was the official policy of the Reform Party, would cause catastrophic damage to the NHS and make us more vulnerable to deadly pandemics. So did you not trust the scientists and the medical experts back then? In which case, what you're saying is bullshit? Or did you trust them back then, and therefore you knew that by supporting Brexit, specifically a no-deal Brexit, you were going to cost the lives of thousands of people in the UK? Because that's what the medical experts are saying now, that Brexit, the policy that your Reform Party was founded upon, the reason you are on our TV screens right now, has been damaging the NHS for years. The Nuffield Trust, the biggest medical charity in the UK, they say it's been damaging the NHS. The British Medical Association has said it's cost us 4,000 doctors. Hell, Cancer Research UK said that Brexit is causing a shortage of life-saving cancer medication, with research showing that just the loss of EU nurses alone is costing 1,500 lives per year. So when did this trust in medical experts start? Was it before or after you killed thousands of British people? But the lying from Richard Tice doesn't stop there.
At the Reform Conference, an advisor to the US Health Secretary, Asim Malhotra, said,
well, one of Britain's most eminent oncologists, Professor Angleish, said to me to share with you today that he thinks it's highly likely that the COVID vaccines have been a significant factor in the cancer of members of the royal family.
So that was somebody the Reform Party invited to speak at their annual party conference, saying that vaccines are killing King Charles. Which is obviously batshit insane, but here's what Richard Tice had to say.
We've never been associated with him.
Motherfucker, he was a headline speaker at your conference. Do you know how hard that is to achieve? Especially if you're not associated with the party? I've seen what happens to people that even try and get into those things.
Reform UK kicking out a member of the British press. See, I'm being physically manhandled.
Like, I understand the principle of inviting external speakers to speak at your events, but this was a party conference, the time where you set out the vision of your party, and you invited Asim Malhotra to express your political vision. And that's what he said. And most importantly, this is how the chairman of the Reform Party introduced him.
Now, I know this chap because he worked with me to write Reform UK's health policy. And please welcome Dr. Asim Malhotra.
So the Reform Party has admitted that that anti-vax conspiracy theorist helped write the Reform Party's health policy. So to then tell us that you've never had any association with somebody who was a literal spokesperson for the Reform Party and helped write its policies about life and death is pissing in our eyes and telling us it's rain. It's frankly disrespectful that the Reform Party thinks we're all this stupid. I'm Femi. Make sure you follow F Politics so politics doesn't F you. Have a great week.